In this training module, we will share the top 10 reasons your survey may get held up during processing. We'll cover the types of emails we send out, the reasons for the processing delays, and how to resolve the issues to avoid further delays. We'll also provide you with some guidance on how to avoid any issues in the future. Welcome to Propeller U. There are two types of emails you may receive while your survey is being processed: advisory and customer action required. An advisory email notifies you when we have changed your processing options to improve the survey or that there will be a delay in the releasing of your survey. Advisory emails are for informational purposes only. There is no need to respond to them. A customer action required email notifies you that we need your input and response before we can proceed with processing the survey. These email notifications are sent by a geospatial specialist and are in regards to the processing of your survey. Please make sure to check your email for these updates and action items after you've uploaded a dataset to ensure timely processing. How to spot these emails in your inbox. The subject line will be the name of the site - processing updates. Please read the email to determine if any action is required on your part to continue processing. First, let's go over advisory emails. Reason number 1, unable to align more than 5% of the photos. We send this email to inform you that some parts of your survey will be missing. This can happen when parts of your survey include indistinguishable land cover features or bodies of water. Essentially, this means we don't have enough common points between adjacent images to stitch them together. For example, when flying over tall trees, it becomes very hard to match locations on branches in different photos. No action is required from you at this time. We will continue to work on your survey and may send additional emails as we proceed. However, if the missing areas are critical for your survey, reflying the site is required. To avoid this issue during your next mission, you should choose a day with no wind, fly at higher altitude if possible, increase the photo overlap, and lay additional ground control in the affected areas. Reason number 2, PPK delay. This email is sent when your survey will be delayed due to PPK correction issues. This could be from poor quality GeoTags or a base station that has not yet released its data. No action is required on your part, and we'll continue to work on the survey and improve the GPS quality if possible. We will keep you updated with further emails as we proceed with the processing. To avoid PPK delays, please make sure to follow our best practices for arrow point placement and flight length. Reason number 3, quality assurance. Ensure historical consistency delay. Initial communications. We send this email to let you know that your survey has finished processing, but we cannot release it because of the accuracy concerns. Our team of geospatial specialists will investigate to figure out why we are seeing a discrepancy between the most recent survey and the previous one. This happens when the new survey does not line up well with the previous survey. You have the option to skip this step during the upload process. However, be aware that we will not check the data and it may result in a less accurate survey. Skipping the historical accuracy can be a good option if you only need an ortho photo or visual of your own site. A PPK dataset isn't flown with ground control, or only if volumes or measurements of stockpiles are needed. You should not use comparative measurements unless a historical accuracy check has been conducted. There's no action required from you at this time, but please continue to monitor your email for more communications and information regarding your survey. The best way to ensure your survey passes the historical accuracy check is to use our survey best practices. Most importantly, use an appropriate amount of ground control for the site and geotag accuracy. Consistent ground control locations can help but are not necessary. For more information about ground control, please see Understanding Ground Control video. Releasing EHC with known issues. If we can't resolve the issue, we will release a survey with a note informing you of the errors we couldn't fix. This email will include a heat map showing the differences between the current and prior surveys. The email will also include suggestions for future flights and will note that we discourage using this survey for comparative measurements. The survey may still be internally accurate and adequate for non-comparative measurements, for example, measuring stockpiles. Reason number 4, Pre-Rejection Notice. This email is sent to let you know that the current dataset will result in an unusable and inaccurate survey and reflying the mission will be necessary. The email will explain the reasons for rejection and provide advice on how to improve the data when you refly the mission. This email could be sent for a variety of reasons. Please check that you are flying with the correct camera settings, changing the shutter speed and flight speed to match low light conditions, running the arrow points for at least a minimum amount of time, For arrow point 1s, the arrow points will need to be collecting data for at least 45 minutes. If you're using arrow point 2s, the minimum data capture time is 10 minutes. The arrow points are collecting data before, during, and after the flight. The arrow points are picked up in the opposite order that they are laid out. And finally, make sure all PPK flights meet the minimum flight time of at least 10 minutes. For more information, please check out our knowledge base, help.propellerarrow.com. Reason 5, processing options change. You'll receive this email when one or more settings were changed in order to produce an accurate survey. Some of these changes can include removing ground control points, converting GCPs to checkpoints, removing low-quality arrow point captures, and changing the vertical datum in high-accuracy GeoTags. Removing ground control points would be necessary if there is a bad arrow point capture, incorrect known point coordinates, or no clear marking, or an obstructed arrow point. We would convert GCPs to checkpoints if there is no visible marking or an unclear center point. This will make it hard to create a very accurate location. If there is a low-quality arrow point capture, it might be necessary for our data specialist to remove that arrow point to increase the accuracy of your model. It might also be necessary to change the vertical datum in the high-accuracy GeoTags to fit the coordinate reference system of your site. Check to see that your known point is correct. This coordinate must be collected matching the site settings. For more information about site settings, please review our Creating a Site and Selecting a Coordinate Reference System video. Better placements of the arrow points. Please review our Arrow Points Essential video for more information. Creating a clear and legible marking for ground control. For more information, please refer to our Understanding Ground Control video. Next, let's talk about action required emails. Action required emails mean that the processing of your survey has stopped and will not resume until we hear from you. Under the Requested Actions section, we will provide all the necessary information to help you resolve the issue or let you know if reflying the survey will be necessary. There are several reasons that would require action from you before we can continue to process your survey. Reason number 6, corrupted images. This email is sent when we discover the images from your drone are unusable. This will require flying the site to produce an accurate survey. One way to avoid this is to format your SD card on a regular basis. For more information on how to format your SD card, read through the supporting documents provided with this video or visit our knowledge base at help.propellerarrow.com. Corrupted images can also be caused by an error during the photo upload process. In this case, please re-upload the images. Make sure that the images are being uploaded from your local drive as opposed to the SD card or drone, and make sure you have a robust Wi-Fi connection. Corrupt images can be hard to determine before uploading. If you notice any images with a file size of 0, it's likely that the image is corrupt. In this case, you will need to refly the site. Reason number 7, new known point coordinates needed. You'll receive this email when the known point disagrees with the model. This can be caused by a few issues. The arrow point on the known point was not collecting data for the entire survey. The arrow point on the known point location was obstructed and therefore the data quality is poor, or the known point coordinates are inaccurate. To avoid these situations, always make sure the arrow points are turned on and collecting data for your entire survey. When using an arrow point on a known point, this arrow point must be the first arrow point turned on and the last one turned off. In addition, it is very important for arrow points to have a clear view of the sky above 15 degrees in all directions for successful data collection. Arrow points must not be obstructed by trees, buildings, power lines, or other obstacles. They should be at least 30 feet away from any vehicles or other large metal objects. Sometimes a typo or miscommunication can result in an inaccurate location being entered during the upload process. Please double check your known points coordinates, ensuring that they match the coordinate reference system used on the site. For more information, you can visit our knowledge base, help.propellerarrow.com, or reach out to our support team by clicking the support button on the top right corner of your user portal. Reason number 8, GeoTags and ground control points disagree. This email is sent when GCPs don't line up with the photogrammetric model. We'll ask you to verify the precise high-accuracy RTK or PPK process GeoTags, verify the coordinate reference system matches between GeoTags and ground control points, and verify that GeoTags match the site coordinates. Reason number 9, quality assurance concerns. We send this email after we've investigated the issues with your survey and conclude that there is no way we can improve the quality of data. This can be caused by incorrect camera or flight settings, the known point has conflicting coordinates as the previous survey, Short data collection times. Examples include flight lengths under the recommended minimum flight time or arrow point collections shorter than the recommended minimum time. Ground control points that are obstructed. Not enough ground control points placed for the size of the site. Arrow points that are obstructed, producing unusable data. You will have the option to release the survey as is if historical consistency is not critical for the survey. If you choose to release it, we don't recommend making comparisons between data sets. The survey may still be internally accurate depending on the cause, and you will be advised of this in the email. We have several resources, including training videos in our video library and an extensive knowledge base to help you plan and execute your missions. Check out this module's supporting documents to learn more about camera and flight settings, best practices for collecting data, and our drone pilot guides. If you're still stuck, you can also connect with our support team by clicking the support button on the top right corner of your user portal. Reason number 10. Pushing the georeferencing data step with error above 50 mm threshold. Georeferencing is the process of ensuring the coordinates of the ground control points line up with where the markers are in the images. If the error is greater than 50 mm, we will not be able to produce a highly accurate model. This email is sent when the error exceeds 50 mm. This error can occur when your GCPs have been disturbed or moved. On an active worksite, GCPs can be moved, disturbed, or even accidentally destroyed. For this reason, we suggest revisiting your GCPs during the day to make sure they are undisturbed. When the GD error is above 50 mm, the site will need to be reflown to produce an accurate model. In this training module, we learned about some possible issues that may come up while processing your data and the different email communications you might receive from some of our geospatial specialists. Some of these emails might ask you to verify certain information before we can proceed. Keep an eye on your inbox after you have uploaded data in case we run into a blocker and need your input to continue processing the survey. Thank you for watching. For more information about why surveys can be delayed or rejected and best practices for planning and flying missions, please visit our knowledge base, help.propelleraero.com.